Max alert at Soldier Field? A rookie RB just rewrote the record books with 176 rushing yards, something we haven't seen since 2001. Is this the END for the veteran star? This changes everything. But hold up. Red flag. Our two top WRs are limping with injuries that could sink the offense against the Giants. Without them, do we collapse? Urgent, the defense is facing its biggest test. A fifth-round rookie DE forced a strip sack in his debut and now he's starting. Can he shut down a rookie QB who thrives in chaos? If we blow it, guess who gave up 449 passing yards last week? This is do or die for the playoffs. Ready for the Bears earthquake? Hit that subscribe button or miss the Chicago Revolution. Smash that like if you think this rookie RB should be the starter. Kyle Manenga just did something we haven't seen in Chicago in 24 years. Let me say that again, 24 years. This seventh-round rookie out of Rutgers dropped 176 rushing yards on the Bengals in his first start. Let me ask you this, when was the last time we saw a Bears running back run with that kind of fire, that kind of purpose? Because look, I don't think what happened last Sunday was a fluke. This kid forced 20 missed tackles on just 77 touches. DeAndre Swift, with all his experience and 117 touches, has only forced 13. I'm telling you right now, the numbers don't lie. Manenga has the 10th best elusive rating in the entire league among backs with 35 or more carries. 226 of his 362 yards came after contact. Now Swift says he's coming back this week against the Giants. That's fine, I respect that. The vet's had two 100-yard games in his last 3 outings. But I gotta ask, did you see what we all saw on Sunday? Did you see that rookie breaking tackles, slipping defenders, and running through Cincinnati's defense like it was nothing? I think Swift's a solid back. He's got pass blocking experience. He can catch. But running the rock better than Manenga? That's a different story. And here's the kicker. Manenga was already getting more snaps before Swift got hurt. In weeks 7 and 8, they were basically splitting reps. That's not a coincidence. That's the coaching staff seeing something special. Ben Johnson's got a decision to make. Are they going to hand the load back to the vet just because he's the vet? Or are they going to feed the ball to the guy who's clearly running with more juice, more wiggle, more hunger? Because if Swift comes back and he's not 100% with that groin injury, and they take snaps away from Manenga, I'm telling you right now, that would be a mistake. This offense is exploding. 47 points against Cincinnati. Nearly 600 total yards. And you know what was a huge part of that? A 7th-round rookie running like a first-round pick. Manenga brings a style that Swift just doesn't have. He's more dynamic, more explosive, harder to bring down. Now let's be real. If we make the playoffs, they'll probably lean on Swift more because of his experience. I get that. But what if Swift starts to stumble? What if he can't keep up the level he showed in those 2 good games? Then we need to see what happens when Manenga gets the bulk of the carries and is closing out games. Because here's the truth, this kid might be the key to keeping this offense rolling through midseason. And if Johnson is as sharp as we think he is, he'll find a way to keep Manenga involved no matter what. So I ask you, would you rather have the comfortable vet or the hungry rookie who just made history? Think about it. DJ Moore and Rome Odunze didn't practice on Wednesday. And let me tell you, that made me nervous. When your top 2 receivers aren't on the field midweek, that's a red flag the size of Soldier Field. Moore's dealing with hip and groin issues. Odunze got ankle and heel problems. These aren't just bumps and bruises, these are the kind of injuries that mess with speed, cuts, explosiveness. And for elite receivers, that's everything. But on Thursday, both returned to practice in a limited capacity. I'm breathing a little easier, but I'm still not sold. Because look at the numbers, Odunze has 473 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Moore's got 403 yards. These two are the 1-2 punch in our passing game. Without them, what do we have? I'll tell you, not much. Keenan Allen's solid, but he can't carry the whole offense by himself. Now, Kevin Byard also returned to practice in a limited role after missing Wednesday with back and ankle issues. That's huge for our secondary. But here's the problem, Roscoe Johnson is still limited with a back issue. Josh Blackwell's in concussion protocol. TJ Edwards is dealing with a hand and hamstring. Dominique Robinson is out with an ankle. Let me ask you, how many injuries can a team take before it starts to break down? Because against Cincinnati, We gave up 42 points and 449 passing yards. 449. Joe Flacco, a 40-year-old quarterback, had a career high in his 204th game. That's unacceptable. Ben Johnson said something Wednesday that stuck with me. It's a combination of rush and coverage. We've got to sync the two. Sometimes we rush 4 and get pressure because we're covering well. Other times we bring heat and need the back end to hold up. We haven't found the right balance yet. I think he's right. But I also think we can't afford to have Moore and O'Dunn's playing at less than 100%. This offense is clicking because we've got weapons. Caleb Williams is finding his groove. The O-line is improving. But if our top 2 receivers are hobbling around, can't run full routes, can't separate, then the whole thing falls apart. Cole Kmet was upgraded from limited to full. That's good. Kyle Menengai also went full despite that ankle. DeAndre Swift moved from limited to full with that groin. Luther Burden and Amen Agbombemiga stayed full. But Joe Thuney didn't practice, rest day, and that's a little concerning for the O-line. Here's the deal, we're facing the Giants this Sunday. A 2-7 team in free fall. This is a game we have to win. We can't afford to stumble against a weaker team just because our stars aren't healthy. I'm telling you, if Moore and O'Dunn's can't go, or if they're limited, this gets tricky. Yeah, Menengai's running wild. Yeah, Kmet's healthy. But in today's NFL, you need your receivers. You need to stretch the field. You need threats on the outside. And if Moore and O'Dunn's aren't 100%, that lets the Giants stack the box, shut down the run, and force Caleb to make plays with a limited crew. So I ask you, do you trust these guys to be ready by Sunday? Or are you just as worried as I am that these injuries could derail our offense right when we were heating up? Ryan Poles made his move before the trade deadline. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is coming in from Cleveland. A former first-rounder, 26 years old, with rotational experience in Tampa and Cleveland. But here's what no one is talking about. This guy is not the starter. I'm telling you, Austin Booker is the future of this D-line. After Deo Odeyingbo went down in the fourth quarter against Cincinnati, there was a huge question, who's going to start opposite Montez Sweat? Everyone assumed Poles would go get a proven starter. But nope, Poles trusted his 5th-round pick from 2024. And I think that says everything about how this team sees Austin Booker. Look what he did in his first game back after that preseason knee injury. 37 defensive snaps. And then, with just over 7 minutes left in the fourth, Booker strip-sacked Joe Flacco. He long-armed Orlando Brown, one of the best left tackles in the league, and knocked the ball out. That's instinct. That's raw talent. Poles said Wednesday, the timing worked out where we had the extra week to see Book get going again, and I think it reminded us of the momentum he had in the preseason. You saw those flashes and we're hoping they keep coming. Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen added, I hope he builds on that performance from last week. I think he gives us a little more juice in the pass rush. For a first game back after a long layoff, I think that gives us a foundation. Now let's be honest. Booker's not the biggest guy out there. Allen even admitted it. He's still in his 2nd year, still a young player. He's not the biggest body we've got, so strength and power can be an issue sometimes. We're working on that. But let me ask you, who needs size when you've got speed and technique? This kid's 22. 2nd year. And he's already flashing the kind of explosive plays we've been starving for on this D-line. Because let's face it, our pass rush has been inconsistent all year. Montez Sweat has 3 straight games with a sack. He's finding his rhythm. But Allen said something interesting, there's still meat on the bone with Sweat's game. And having someone like Booker on the other side could open things up for Sweat and the entire pass rush. Now throw Tryon-Shoyinka into the mix. A guy who can rotate in, bring fresh legs, keep offensive tackles honest. Add C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the secondary, reuniting with Dennis Allen. Add Jervin Dexter Sr. and Grady Jarrett inside. Suddenly, this defense looks completely different than what we saw against Cincinnati. And here's the test, Jackson Dart, the Giants' rookie quarterback. Now before you think this is going to be a cakewalk, let me tell you what Joe DeLeon from A to Z Sports New York told me about this kid. Dart has played way better than expected for a rookie. Despite being in one of the worst situations, no receivers, a shaky O-line, no run game, he's found ways to be a dynamic playmaker. The Giants are among the worst in pressures allowed, 132 this season. But Dart has completed 67% of his passes when blitzed and has thrown 6 touchdowns to just 3 picks. This isn't a rookie who gets rattled. This is a guy who thrives in chaos. I'm telling you, if we think this is going to be a walk in the park just because he's a rookie, we're crazy. This kid can extend plays with his legs. He can escape pressure. He can keep plays alive. Sound familiar? That's exactly what Tyler Huntley did to us in Week 8. So here's the question. Can this new-look defense, with Booker starting, Tryon Shoyinka rotating, Gardner Johnson in the back, finally find the consistency we've been missing all season? Because against Cincinnati, we gave up 449 passing yards. 449. That can't happen again. Ben Johnson said it best. We've got to find the right balance between rush and coverage. And I think with these new pieces, we finally have the personnel to do it. Booker brings speed and explosion. Tryon Shoyinka brings experience and depth. Gardner Johnson brings leadership and system knowledge. This is Booker's shot. The rest of the season to prove he can be a legit starter in this league. Every game matters now, for evaluation, for development. So I ask you, is this kid ready for the moment? Or are you worried it's too much, too soon for a second-year player? Because I think Booker's gonna surprise a lot of people. I think we're going to see that same fire, that same energy we saw in the preseason before the injury. And I think against Jackson Dart and these Giants, we're finally going to see this defense take a step forward and show what they're made of. So there you have it. Kyle Monangai making history and maybe flipping the entire backfield hierarchy. Moore and O'Dunn's battling injuries just as the offense is catching fire. And Austin Booker getting the chance of a lifetime to prove he's the future of this defensive line. Let me ask you, should Monangai be the starter even when Swift is healthy? Are you worried about Moore and O'Dunn's injuries messing with our offense against the Giants? And do you think Booker is ready to be a full-time starter in this league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear everything you've got. Because this community, this Bears family, we live and breathe navy blue and orange every single day. We've suffered through the bad years and we're here for the good ones. And I promise you this, tomorrow we've got more breaking news on this team. Because in Chicago, things are never boring. You do not want to miss what's coming for the Bears in the next few weeks. So if you think Monangai should be the starter, hit that like button. If you think Swift should keep the job, subscribe to the channel. And if you believe Booker's gonna be a star, drop a comment right now. Because this is more than just a YouTube channel. This is family. This is a community of fans who love this team as much as I do. And I need you to be part of it. I need you to subscribe, hit that bell, and share these videos with every Bears fan you know. Because together, we're riding with this team through every win, every loss, every tough call, every big play. This is Bears football, baby. This is Chicago. And we don't quit. Ever. Bear down, family. I'll see you in the next video.